Okay, hello and welcome everyone. I'll just share my screen quickly. Let me know when you can see my screen. Everyone can see?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So we'll go a little bit slowly today. Okay. From the next class, we'll go a little bit fast. So the roadmap is something as such. We'll study about the Node.js common modules or Node.js modules which are there, inbuilt modules. Not everything, but most of the thing I'll cover. Okay. And then we'll go with Express. We'll create some APIs, REST APIs. Okay. And then we'll a lot of things are there in Express. Other than Express, a lot of things are there, like streaming and everything is there. Okay, those things we will study, and then we'll move to MongoDB and microservices and all the stuff. Okay, that is a complete plan. But today's class is first class, so I'll go a little slow. Okay. So what is Node.js basically? Can anyone answer? What is Node.js? No? I'll, anyone knows?
Yeah, runtime environment of JavaScript.
How it was created?
The V8 engine that was inbuilt inside the Chrome, so that was taken out, and
Hmm.
uh, and I mean and certain more features were wrapped around it. So basically, it is a V8 engine plus some additional features.
Hmm.
So that is addressed as Node.js.
Okay. Okay, I'll go deep into it when we study about the event loop and everything. Okay, but the answer is kind of correct. They took the V8 engine of Chrome and then just run in the server. Okay, that's it, nothing more. And then so it created a runtime environment where whatever we are writing for server side using Java or .NET, same thing only. We can. It's kind of a runtime. It's not a kind of how I can explain you. Like if you are writing test cases, now there is something called a task. Sorry, test runner is there, which will run your test cases. Similarly, Node is just an environment to run your code, and you don't need a browser. As simple as that. Okay, you don't need a browser. Okay, I'll go deep into it, how it was created and all those things when I'm teaching you event loop, but not in today's class. Event loop is the most important concept related to Node. Okay, because everything, the first question people will ask you when you're going to a Node.js interview is, what is the event loop? Explain it. All those things are there. Okay, basically event loop is there in JavaScript also, how we run asynchronous code. Same concept here also, but a little bit more things in that. Like we have a microtask queue, right? And where we handle all the callbacks, and there is a separate queue which handles all other data, all the things, same concept, but a little bit more is there. I'll go deep into it. Okay. Now, browser versus server, everyone knows browser has this window object where we use the document.getElementById by ID, and all these methods are there. Query selector all, and all these methods are there, right? Related to document or related to window, alert, and then what is there? Console log, console directory, and all other thing that is available in the window object. Because of the browser that is not available in Node, because in the Node global object is different than the browser's window object. Okay, as simple. I'm just clearing out some simple concepts. Okay, how to install Node.js, everyone knows. Go to the Node.js documentation and install the LTS, long-term support version. Okay, LTS, long-term support, which will be a kind of a stable environment. Okay, now what is REPL is it's kind of a terminal where it is concept is read. I forgot what is EPL. Anyone knows? Do you remember what it does? I know, but I forgot the abbreviation. Does anyone know what is REPL? No. This is what is
No, sir.
REPL
No.
is something like how to read the data, how to update the data, how to all these things that we do, right? In a environment which is Node, which is in a terminal, that is called REPL. So like this is a terminal, and we can do so basically any terminal you see. I'll just show you any command prompt. So I just delete this part, this guy. I'll create a new terminal. Okay, where the terminal are. So any terminal I go. Okay, this is the terminal. So this terminal is what? It's a PowerShell terminal. Okay, I want to change it to a Node terminal. Okay, how do we just write Node over there, NODE, and click on enter? In that case, it will convert to a Node-based terminal. That means all the Node commands are there that will work. Okay, simple. This is a PowerShell terminal. I just write here Node, enter. When I enter, it is saying that welcome to Node.js. So this has now become a you can execute all the commands of Node. Okay, I'll just simply write 2 plus 3, 3 plus 4, whatever calculation is there, everything will work. Okay, simple. Or you create a app.js file like I'm having my, let me do a right click and open this terminal. So open it. Okay. I'll come to know written over there. If I want to execute this app.js, I just simply write node app.js. Okay. So this we do while writing our code also, while testing our normal JavaScript file. If you want to execute it, either we can execute using a external server or something like a live server, fake server, or we can just write in the node. We can execute in the node environment. But when we execute in the node environment, we will not get access to window objects. So any window related functionality you do it, you can't test in this manner. This much clear? Or I'll explain this one again. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if I just log here window, see, I do console.log window, it will not give you window object. Okay, simple. Okay, so basically, I just do it here. Okay, so it will not understand what is a window. It doesn't understand what is window. But if you go to the browser and type windows there, what do you get? This is my browser. Okay. I just go to the window environment and just do a right click, insert element, go to the log. I was recently learning Cypress. Anyone has worked in Cypress? Anyone has idea what is Cypress? No? Surjit, you might have understanding, right? What is Cypress?
Yes, it's a testing tool in
It's a
JavaScript.
okay, yeah. So that Cypress has access to all the Chrome and Chromium-based browsers like Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Electron, and Chromium-based. So basically, you could write end-to-end test cases, all the regression test cases over there. Okay, now you see when I type window, you will see big object over here, right? This window object. So this window object has a lot of properties and variables. So because this window object is available only in the browser. Okay, this window object is available only in the browser. Okay, and this window object is not available in your node environment. This much clear, right? Or I'll explain this again. Hi, Siva. This one clear? Or I'll explain again. You can write in the chat here. I can't. Okay, see what I'm trying to say is in the browser, I have access to the window object. In the node environment, I don't have access to the window object because in the node environment, the global object is not window. Okay, both are JavaScript file. This is a JS file. And if I open this app.js file in a live server, or if I run this in the node in the Chrome in the browser. So basically what I will do, just do a right click, go to the file explorer. Okay, and there it will be available. I don't think it will be available in the HTML format. If there would have been an index.html file here, which would have linked to this script file, I would have opened that script file in the browser. In that case, window object will be available. Okay, but here the window object is not clear. Right now, 3 times I've explained. Clear? Why it is showing window is not defined, but in browser window object is there. Clear, right? Okay. Why I'm saying this? Because when you're writing test cases, whether unit test cases or E2 test cases, okay, any kind of test cases, we tend to get the document, using any element using the classes or IDs or any selectors and everything, right? Whether you're doing manual, not manual, I think automated test cases whenever you're writing, then you have to get the elements to do the test cases to get fetch the data within that and then you test it, right? Whether you are doing end-to-end or you are doing any test cases or functional test cases in that case also. But if you are so for that, you always need to run that particular application in the browser. Okay, for servers, you have to use just to execute anyone worked in just JEST. Yes, no? No. Okay. So just you have to use for writing test cases in Node environment. I don't know in .NET what is there, Siva, for writing test cases. What tools you use? JUnit and Unit is there in Mockito is also there in Java and .NET. I'm not sure. What are the test tools in .NET? If anyone knows. No? Okay. Anyway, you just Google it out. Okay. Why I'm saying this? Because in the backend or in the Node environment, for writing test cases, you can't get because you don't have access to the browser. You can't write test cases like how you write in front end. Okay. So writing test cases in backend different than writing test cases in front end because you don't have access to the document object. So you can't write it like how you write in front end. Okay. Simple. Now I went somewhere else. REPL, I say. So REPL understood, right? Simple, nothing. You just create a node environment by writing a node. Any command prompt you open, just write node. It will convert to the node environment, and you can execute any unit test. But what is the tool, Siva? For writing unit test cases in CSAP, what is the tool? I have also worked in .NET, but I forgot. What is the tool we use? Like we have Enzyme and RTL for React. Then we have JUnit and NUnit for Java, right? Mockito. All the things are there. For .NET, what is there? I don't remember. Anyway, so in Angular environment, let me recall Angular has, I think, for unit test cases in Angular, what we use? Jasmine, yes. In Angular, we were using Jasmine, and for end-to-end, we were using Protractor. Okay, just Google it out. You'll know everything. Okay, anyway. Any command prompt, I said this already. Okay, CLI, this also I said. Just if you want to execute any file in the Node environment, just write node space app.js, or you can use something called NodeMon is also there. When you install NodeMon, I'll tell you, not in today's class, next class. NodeMon it's just a library. Just install it. It's basically if you change anything, it will take the new updated code and then rerun your application. Same. So if you don't install NodeMon, you have to do every time node app.js whenever you've changed it. Okay. That's the only cost. I'll tell everything later. Okay. Now here comes the little bit of topics in Node.js. So basically, first of all, it's globals. What are the different globals in Node.js? Obviously, there is no window object. I said already. Now there is directory name. First, let's go to the Node environment. So this is the Node. Just type Node.js documentation. You'll get everything. Okay. Here you can get all access to all the modules of Node. Okay. The primary modules are like OS, path. Then there is HTTP. Then there is all these modules are there. Okay. REPL also is there. You can just go through it. Okay. SQLite is there and all these things are there. Okay, just click on everything and just try to read it. Okay. How many of you already know Node.js or used it? No one. Some of you might know, right? You have gone through all the other institutes and you might have studied. Okay, anyway. So these are the different, this is the link, okay, Node.js.org. Go to here and then just go through this document, just read it out. I can't give you all the examples, but these are very simple to understand, okay? So those are the global models that are there in Node.js. First, let me do some coding on the directory name and everything. Okay. So first of all, these are the global. What is the directory name? Let me tell you what is the directory name. Basically, if I just log and just write directory name, it will give you what is this particular file in which directory it is there. Okay. Simple. So where it is. Okay, I have to remove the window. Okay. That will give you, even if our welcome to node return. Okay, so this is the directory. Basically, my file app.js is there. So this is the complete path of my file. Sorry, this file is located app.js is there in this particular folder. Okay, this is the complete path. There is a path module, we'll go later, but this one understood, right? What is the directory name? I'm going a little fast because that is because there is nothing more to tell about these. These are very simple. You can understand when you go to the documentation. I'm just covering what is more important. Okay. So directory name. Then there is a file name also. Similarly, instead of directory name, just okay. Alt Shift and below. There, so it will copy the new previous line. Okay. Now file name is also there. Okay. Now your file name, you see, file name is still app.js, it will come. Okay. Directory name, in which directory this particular file is there, app.js, because we are running app.js. See, node app.js, we are trying to find out the directory of this app.js. That is one thing. And then second line, I am finding where this file name is, the complete path. Okay, absolute path, basically. Okay. Next is obviously that require we use so in ES6 we are having the import side. We are importing a file using the ES6. So in ES6 we use import to import a file. In Node also you can use import, but I'll go into later once. Okay. So what I was telling, yeah, import. So in ES6 we use import to import a anything from some file. Okay, or import the complete file. That means all the contents of the file you can use the import basically. Okay, let me tell you how we are doing in ES6. So we were using import, right, like this. So import dot slash, then the file name, whatever you want to use it. Okay, inside that whatever. So I want to import this file, so I'm using the import command over here, and then I'm using it. Okay, in the node environment also we can use import. But since we are just starting, I'll just explain you what is require. Basically, we were so in require, what we were doing, we can do the same thing using require. Const file equals to, I just write here require, and I'll just write here. Basically, it is using common JS modular concept and then do it. So this is also the same meaning. Okay. Okay. I'll just do a log and I'll just so guys, this one you understood? So if I just save over here and I will run, so that can clear everything. Okay. So it cannot use import statement outside a module. So I will not write this one over here because we are not there in the ES6 environment, so it will not work. But that is just a example of how to import something. So you see, this is importing. So basically we have imported whatever is there. I don't know what is there inside it. I think I've written some, I'm exporting something. So since I'm exporting something, I am just when I import and then I log it, I just see that. Okay. Started a file, first started next step, whatever is there. Okay. So using this is using common JS. So common JS model. So earlier what happened like 10-15 years back when JavaScript was new, right? So there was no modular concept. Modules came into being, I think, in years 2015 or in the previous environment came. So basically, we did not have something called modules. I mean, there was nothing called modules in JavaScript. It was not there. Okay. But so because modules were not there, how sharing was happening is uh, through so many other ways. Now, when modules were introduced, we use the modules to basically share our files and get the files and all those things to do. Okay. With so before ES 2015, we were using require.js both in front end as well as in node environment. But then when import statement was introduced to import these modules, then we moved out of require and used import statement for it. Okay, but if you are primarily working in a legacy node application, you can go to GitHub and then check any library, legacy library. There they might have used the require. Okay, so using common JS module system, we were using require to get the file. Okay, simple. These are small example I'm just giving for you to understand what these, because all these things will be using it later. Okay. Any doubt till here? Yes. No, write in the chat. Without that sound clear, Sujit, Sugyani?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Clear. Okay. So explain about require. Okay. Now, what is a module? So see, this module is a separate keyword in Node. If you just okay, let me remove everything. I'll just do a or let it be there. Do everything. And just comment this guys. So that will remember what we've studied in. Okay. If I just write here module in Node, this means that it's a global object. Okay. And you will see that this is the Node.js big object will come. Okay. Now this is what? This is a big object. This is a, like our window object is there for browser. Similarly, module is a big object in the Node.js environment. Okay. And in that, so see where I opened here. Very close node right here. So in the window, what you have? You have this all these properties and all this alert is there, AWA, blur, and all these methods and properties are there, right? So you might see one document is also there. You will see also property which has a lot of other properties or functions inside, right? So now this is a global object for the browser. So every browser, if the tab is different, then the values inside the properties will also be different. So it's a tab specific. So browser APIs is what will be there over here. Okay. And if you change the kind of browser also, then also it is the different global object. It's a window object only, but I'm telling you, the structure might be different, the value might be different. Okay. Similarly, in the node environment also, the global object is called modules. When you type module, you see the ID, path, exports, file name. You see all these things you are seeing. The path is there, and then whatever files you are using, all the path are there, right?
So
Everything.
Sanat, one doubt. So window is the global object given by browser, and module is an object given by the
Kind of,
language itself. Is it?
in the node environment, kind of. There are a lot of other things I'll tell later. You will not understand now, but just
Okay.
think that it is the global object right now for the Node.js environment.
Okay.
When we go deep now, I'll explain a lot of other things. Since this is the first class, I can't tell everything. You'll not understand also. Okay. So now, if you see here, there is something called export. So in this lot of lot of videos, YouTube videos, when you go through, you see lot global module.export, module.exports. You see, right? This is the module.exports means. Module.exports means whatever is their content of this file, I just want to export it. Now, if I just have tell me something like the name, not name, maybe name is my name. Name is some okay, so like this, okay. And I want to export this guy. Then I just set it module dot not log. Log will not be there. I just want to export this means I just have to module dot exports equals to name one I can write. Now if there are multiple such name one is there or multiple such variables, okay. So in that case, what to do? Suppose something else is there, some variable is there, some function is there. Just write here like this, and you can export in the form of an object. Okay. So basically, this means that you are exporting uh, the three variables with the same names. Okay. And when someone imports from this file, I'm exporting this. And if I go to a separate file, then I can write here something there in that file. I have to just write here like this. I have to write here like this require dot slash uh, dot slash app.js, or you can write a simple app only. Okay. So I'll just write const content equals to in that file, not here. Okay. So when I just log the content, you will see all these values and then you can use it. Understood now? So without using input, how to get so these two lines will be there in the file where you want to use this particular variables, but the thing is that you have to export this. Now how I got the exports, because you see inside the module there is a export keyword, and this exports keyword will be using this variables which is used to export it. Clear this one? This was clear? Yes, I'm just giving small examples how to require it. Okay. module. Okay. Process information about environment where the program is being executed. So there are a lot of information related to the environment. So I'll tell you later. Now it is not needed, but just understand that these are all basics of Node.js. Just you can go to the APIs over here and just read it out. Simple, you will not understand much, but just read it out very simply. They have mentioned everything. Okay. I'll explain what is process and how to use it. Okay. Now, modules, I explained everything here. Let me check. CommonJS, every file is module by default. Yes, CommonJS considers every file is a module by default. That means you can export something from a file and then import that value into a separate file. Okay. Modules are these like encapsulated code. Yes. So earlier, I think we were using IIFE in front end to create a module, basically to not expose our content of a file to the global environment. So that because there will be a lot of problems when we expose our content. So basically, when you write something as var na, so that makes it a global variable, right? So in that case, that can be exposed, and then it can be done. So many things can be done. Okay, so we were encapsulating a content of a file inside a IIFE earlier, like 10 years, 12 years back. Okay, using jQuery. When I was using jQuery, we were doing like that. Not now. Okay. Okay. Now, what I was telling, yeah, modules encapsulated code only share minimum. So now the concept of modules has come. So CommonJS takes everything as a module. Okay. There is no problem of whatever you want to share, you can share that much only. That means in module it exports whatever you write, only that portion will get exposed, right? Other thing will not get exposed what you don't want to expose it. So that is one kind of maintains the encapsulated thing. But earlier, while using IIFE, we were doing the same thing only. We were exposing whatever we want to expose through IIFE. Anyone knows what is IIFE, or I'll just give an example. So IIFE is something like this. So basically, what we were doing is a function. Na? I'm just calling the function. Instead, I'll just write a function and we'll have like this. This is nothing called an IIFE. Okay. So basically, whatever you want to, here this is what this is. Immediately invoke function means it doesn't need anyone to call this particular function. It is self-calling function because there is a parenthesis outside. It is self-calling this function, and this function, whatever you write inside the function, that will never get exposed outside. So no problem of memory leak or on all these things. Okay. Now, if I want to pass some value to the function, I can pass it through this parenthesis A, B, C, D, whatever. Kind of how in React we're having hooks, right? Same concept only. In React we are using use effect, right? What are we? We're passing a callback here, and we're enabling this. So anything you want to pass inside this, something you have to run. So if you I don't know, if something you want to run it and you have to pass it, then you have to. So based on the variable over here, so if I just keep it empty, it will run only once for component load. And if you want to reload whenever the variable value changes, then you have to write the variable. So based on if the variable here changes, the value inside the variable changes, then this particular thing will get reloaded again or called again or whatever. So all the API code that we do is we are doing this manner. So in the show function, what is happening? So inside the show function, whatever API calls you might have written, right? All they will be called something API call. Okay. Or then catch or whatever. Right. So this kind of IIF is nothing like it's similar to a use effect in React. And everyone has an idea, right? What I'm trying to say here. Yes, no? Clear? Not clear? I'm not able to know whether it's clear or not.
No, that show function, can you explain that again, Sanath?
I think this is a use effect in React hooks. The use effect is there inside the
Yeah.
use, but the concept of use effect, it tells that basically when we are doing a component load for the first time, whatever you are written in the use effect, that will be loaded till this is empty. That means you don't pass any variable. But when you pass one dependency over here, if the value of the dependency changes, then your component will get re-rendered, reloaded. So whenever in the props or in the Redux, if you just so in the, I'll just explain again. Yeah. So you use something called data. In the Redux, how you use selector, right? You will have this state, you get state or items, something. Okay, ID you are getting. Okay, now this data has the ID. Okay, now I'm telling that if the ID changing, you call the show function, you pass the ID again, and here also you pass the ID. Okay, so basically you will have the URL or whatever payload will pass, you will call the data, and whenever this guy changes, so here there will be one payload here, so you'll get the response over here. Okay, and in the response you will get some response to data, for example. And here I'll just tell, okay, when the data also changes, then also you do. So this will be an infinite loop, but you don't want that. Only when the ID changes, then you can do it. So now clear, right? You just go to Google or YouTube, just check how use effect works. Okay. So the same thing, only how this use effect works. The same thing is the IIFE also. Earlier, like 10, 12 years back, we were doing all this. This is a very good interview question. Okay, what is IIFE? How to pass data into IIFE? What is the use of IIFE? We are not using nowadays, but it is a very good concept to anyone can ask you. Okay. Next, guys, any doubt till here? Understood how modules is encapsulating the code? We were able to share only whatever we want to expose. Here I just want to expose only these three variable names, so I'm exporting it. If a lot of functionality might be there also in this file. If I don't want to export, I'll not write that file names over here. Simple. Okay. Now, okay, it has exported that I said. Okay, so this one, okay, two files, one should have the function definition, one should have that, one should have FJS, and call the function. Okay, this is kind of an example of showing how this require will work. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. So one is telling that so what we'll do is simple content. I don't know. Okay, already there, right? Okay, here only I'll create two files. Okay. Okay. File one dot simple. One more is file two dot okay. Basically, what I had written over there is that so I just want to call the sum function over here. Okay. And the sum function, I have to pass some value 2, 3. Okay. So, but the function definition I will not write over here. And function definition I'll write over here. Okay. And this function definition is a comma b, and that is written. Okay. Now, how will I call this function? This is there in file 1, but I want to call this over here, which means that I have to export this. Exports equals to sum. Okay, like this you can export. And if I want to do a get it, then I'll just do a require. So same level, so dot slash file 1. Okay, so this will be const sum. Okay. Wait. correct. Because I'm calling this now. If I returning something, I just do a log over here. This is simple example of a model system. Everything I commented. The answer is 5. Understood? Yes? No? Yes, no. So is it understood?
Yes, sir. I understood.
Kolappa, you are not speaking. Did you understood? Okay. Just write in chat, okay? Not understood. I just explain it. Fine. So basically, this what we did. We created some new file. I wrote some code. I exported the code. I imported it using the require. Whatever I've imported that is there in the sum variable, I'm just calling this sum variable because I know only function. So if I would have imported something else, then I have to write that dot sum, something like that. You correct it. That's the reason this is working. Now, if I want to not pass hard-coded values, maybe something, maybe I just created a file name here, right? So I can have these two variable, maybe var1 equals to 4 and const var2 equals to 8. Okay, I have to export these two variables so that it can be used. So exports equals to, I just write here var1 comma var2. Basically, this is an object, right? It is passing. So basically, this means that var2 var2. What is the meaning of this? Meaning of this is the property name. And this is the value that is there in the property. Since both the name, property, and value name are same, I can omit one of them. Right? That's the new concept, new system of declaring variables. Okay, I'm exporting these two variables. I'll go to app.js. I'll just require that to const vars equals to require dot slash file2. Okay, and now when I got it, I'll just pass here vars dot var1 vars dot var2. When I say over here and I go, now the value is not a number. Why? I don't know what is not a number, why it is coming like that. Okay, I'm not saying. Okay, clear, right? Now there are two files. In one file, some content is there, I'm exporting the content. In another file, some content is there, I'm exporting the content. Both of them, I'm getting it in the main file, and I'm just kind of separation of code. I'm just explaining modules, how modular code can be created in the node environment. These are the examples. Okay. Okay, this I've said. Okay, this also I just explained right now. Okay, any doubt, anyone? No? Okay, now what are the different built-in modules? Built-in modules are this OS module, path module, file system module, SDB modules. Most important is everything is important only. File system will give you access to. See, one thing in UI, you don't have access to the file system, okay, where your code is there. But in backend, you will have access to the file system. Okay, everywhere, .NET, Java, Node, you have the access to the file system. That means you can read data from file both synchronously and asynchronously, and you can write data to a file. Okay, that means you have access to the directory basically. That I use dir name I used it, that because that was giving me access to the particular directory. And this dir name will not work in in your front end. Why? Because in the browser, if you go to the sources now, in the browser, what you see here, you won't have access to the file system of your local file system. You won't have access. Okay. So, okay, so built-in modules are operating system module, path module, file system. Just go through the documentation. Just read it out. Okay, this is the operating system module. Similarly, there is a path module, there is a HTTP module. Just read, lot of examples are there. Okay, simple. What the meaning of this free memory? What is get priority? What is NDNS? What is home directory? What is host name? Everything is there in one line only. You'll understand everything. Okay, I'll not cover everything, but this is very simple kind of a tutorial that will help you understand everything. Okay, now let's go through some of them. Hmm? So in the OS module, information about the current user is what basically information about your environment only you will get it over. Okay. Now, to get any module in the node environment, okay, you have to use the required. So let me comment this to guys now. So OS is a by default module in node environment. So I have to just do a require of the OS module. OS. Okay. I'll just do const OS equals to require OS. Now let's log and check whether I imported it correctly or not. When I say over here, now why the OS module I can see everything. Okay, yeah, this is the OS module, very big object. Okay, so here if you see so many these methods are there, right? Free memory, get priority, home directory, host name, okay, load average, network interfaces, platform, all these uh basically functions are there, functions and properties are there, you can use it. Uptime is there, user info, version of these, right? All these things are there, these constants are there, a lot of things are there. Okay, now why this I can access the OS module? Because I'm running this in node environment, node app.js I've written over here. That's the reason I can get access to the OS module. Okay, now some examples, if you ask me what are different methods of OS dot user info. Okay, it's a method. Let's see what is there over here. Okay, let me comment this. Okay, so in the user info, the information about the user is my wife's name. So her name is coming over here. Okay. Now similarly, a lot of the info is lot of free memory is there. Like okay. So this much amount of free memory is there in my system. So basically related to the system, related to the environment, whatever information it will give you. Okay, simple. Just go to OS and then just read it out and then try it. Okay. Where it will be used, I'll tell you, but just to know. Okay, simple. No. Okay, what is this type, release, total memory, free memory, all these things are there. Okay. Now path module is create a constant. Okay, so the path module is a separate module. For that you have to simple again. You have to okay. Let me write over here. So I'll just write here path. This path module will give you the path. Okay. Let's see if I put it correctly. Guys, any doubt till now? Am I going too fast, or whether you're not able to understand something? So if I go to path module, you see in path module also a lot of properties and variables are there. Okay, where you get the join method is there, relative directory name, base name, okay, format, parse format. These are all will be separated by default, delimiter. These are all will be used in the code that I will be writing it later. Okay. Now the most common of them is just to create a absolute path dot join. Basically, it is saying that just create a path, and in that path you can just read a file or write a file you want to do. Right? So this path dot join, what will take? It will tell that okay, when you hover over it, you see what nothing is coming, right? Which means that you have to remember. Hmm? Okay. So it is saying that just create. So I'm telling that okay, in the content, I think I have to write in this manner. So this is the main base kind of folder you can consider. Inside that, if I just create something called a subfolder, okay, inside that I want to create something called a text by text test dot text, okay, fine. So I'm telling that, okay, you just create this path. So when you just log over here, it will create the path for you, okay, the absolute path, okay. And it is path has already been declared, okay. Where it is declared? Oh, here it is declared. So we don't need to do this. Simple. Like this. Let's see if it works, or you send something. Okay, okay. So which means that I have to assign this to some other variable. Absolute path. I'm just giving you a small refresher of node, okay? You see, this path is getting created, okay? But to this, if I just give the director name, so it will be platform agnostic. Okay, so I'm telling that take the director name, add a content folder to it, and then add a subfolder into it, and then add the text file into it. Okay, if I just save over here, what you see is this is the did not understand. Okay, I just don't have to write in this. I just have to write in this manner. So it will take the director name. That means wherever this app.js is there, it will take like this and it will form the correct path. Now you see till here is the directory name. I mean the complete directory path, and then the content is there. Okay, this got added later. If I just see over here, let's see if we have something like this. It is already there. Okay, this path is already there because I was practicing for this demo. So it is already there. I created this path. Okay, this one understood how you use a path.join to create a absolute kind of a path, and how this directory name is helping us to create a path irrespective of any. So this directory name will give you the path which is platform agnostic. That means if you run this in Linux, the path will be different. This Windows, the path will be different. Then in any Safari, the path will be different. Okay, this one understood? What is your directory name in creating this absolute path over here? Yes? No? Clear? Yes or no?
Yeah, for me it is clear.
Yes, Sanat. That test.txt is created.
I was doing that just before this
Okay.
call. I was doing it. Is already created. We have
Okay.
not created yet. So basically, we are just creating this path to just log whether we are able to see that path or not. Have you created a file yet? No, right? Ideally, this
Okay.
would have created a file. Let's see if it is created everything. No, it is not created. We'll see. But basically, here we are just creating the absolute path over here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
This is done. Path separator is there. Just it will tell / double slash is the separator. This is the default separator. Okay. Join is to set the correct file path. Yeah, to set the correct file path. This is join that we use just now. Okay. Then is base name is the just to find the base name. What is the file name here? Okay, I just give an example here. Okay, so alt shift below. So I just write here absolute path or base name, not absolute path or name. I think the file name. Let's see. It's coming. Don't see it here. I think it is coming in the path, right? Path dot base name of absolute. I think this is the correct syntax. I say over here. Let's see what it is giving. Oh, test.txt. Okay. This is the file name test.txt. Understood? This is clear. Okay. And the next is next DSM is done. Okay, path dot resolve is what, oh yeah, this is what I was telling. So path dot resolve is directory name and so for what I written over here. Oh yeah, that is what I was saying. For different OS also this will work, because when you are using directory name, it is environment specific basically. Okay. Then is okay, that is about the path module. Just go to here, just go to the path. So this is the path module, just read it out. Okay, just read out all the methods, all the properties that are there. See all this space name, delimiter, directory name, everything, all the information you will get over here. Okay, in YouTube no video is there. Just what is the use of this? Just in this tutorial only you get all this information. Very nicely it is mentioned that you see you'll get the name of the file and what the base name. Okay, and what other different delimiters are there, what other different methods are there, directory name, pointer directory name also will work. So all these things are there over here. Okay, just one after the other, just create a file, app.js, and then import the path module, and just write some examples. Same copy paste, and then you'll see all this result. This will help you understand what is the path module, what it is used for, and what are the different methods. Okay, simple. Okay, so what is the path module is done, right? So next is the file system module. So the file system will help you give access to the file system where if you've deployed to the server, in the server, what the file system, if you are working in the local, it will give you the access to the local file system. Simple. Now you can, after getting the access, you can just read the file or you can write to the file. For reading a file, you can use synchronously when you read, or so read file sync will this method will read a file data synchronously. If you just use read file, so asynchronously you can use it. You can read a file. Okay, so let's write some code over here so that we will understand how it is working. Okay, simple. I'll just comment this guy and then I just require. So this require then now is a very nice tool. Later we'll use import also, but for now we'll use required file system. So see, you can use the destructuring also to do the same thing. Basically, you can do like this. Read file sync or write file. See, read file is for asynchronously reading the file. Read file sync is synchronously reading the file. Okay, there are so many other methods are there, like read v, read stream, and all those things are there. We'll understand about this while working, but these are the different methods. Okay, so you can use you can use in this manner. So write file sync or read file sync. Okay, and if you want to read a file, some simple, you just do file equals to read file sync. Just pass the path. Okay, whatever the content slash okay, so there's a lot of files are there, right? So folder, I just get it, I just read this, and just give the format. See, the format will be the basically the encoding will be UTF. In code or not, I'm not sure. Let me see. So if you just read file, you should see the content of the file. Text. Okay, this is the content. Now, if you want to write some content to the file, then similarly, okay, what is it below? So here, instead of read file, you write file. This is synchronously immediately write. Okay, some content, whatever you will write the content. So these are the examples of reading the file and writing the file. You see, write file, some content you write. Okay, and then you can see it whatever data. And for asynchronously write, so this is synchronously, and asynchronously just write read file. I'll tell you in the next class. So basically, right now what we studied is just simple modules of Node. The examples, how Node is different from our UI environment, Okay. Next class, so this much only I have prepared for today's class. Okay. In the next class, so we will go further where we will study about HTTP module. We'll be studying about streams and all those things. Okay. That will cover the initial. So this content that I spoke you right now is a 2 hours content. I spoke in how much time? Maybe less than 1 hour. Okay. The one more hour content is there where we'll be studying event loop, streams, HTTP modules. These three things we'll study. After that, we'll move to Express. Okay. Any doubt of today's class? Any doubt?
So, yeah, Sanat, so the node part
Tell me.
has only this modules and API thing, is it? That path one you showed. Those
No,
are the
no, no,
main
no, no.
topics.
These are default modules. There are a lot of things. You can create your own modules also.
Okay.
You can create your own
Okay.
modules. You can write. So this APIs and so this is just I gave you information about node environment. We'll be working in mostly in Express environment only. But
Okay.
whatever we are doing using Express.js, we can do everything in Node environment also. So when the bulk of the thing will be studied in the next class, where when I will help you to understand what the different HTTP methods are, get, post, put, patch, and all those things are there. Using that, how to create the REST APIs and how to all these things that we do in Express now, we can do all the things using HTTP methods.
Okay.
So then streams are there. Those things also is also important concept. All these things will be taught in the next class. That is the bulk of the thing.
Okay.
What I taught today is just information for you to go to the site, then check what about Node and what are the different modules are there, which will be helpful when we write code. Now that all this will be coming into use when we are creating APIs. Okay, clear?
Okay. Yeah. And one more question. This is slightly off topic, but what I've observed is this that
Mm.
in service companies, basically mostly in India, so we have these React jobs more, but in the backend, the Node jobs are very less. I mean, is that the case, or I mean, there are a lot of openings for Node.js as well, just for my understanding.
No, there are a lot of openings in Node.
Okay.
Lot of openings are there.
No, because I was just speaking to one person, he was just saying that Spring Boot is more in enterprises, so Node is only for startups and all. So is that correct or wrong?
Kind of correct.
Okay.
Kind of correct. So I'll tell you the kind of projects that people use Node.js is kind of very fast projects. Like there will be a small application that you want to create, right? So why to
Mm-hmm.
create use a bulky framework like Java or C#.NET in that kind
Mm-hmm.
of also. So you can do it simply using Node.
Okay.
Mostly financial domain companies. Okay. Fintech,
Mm-hmm.
they don't use Node.js mostly, but a lot of fintech companies are using Node.js for smaller application. For larger application also, they use Node.js because it's faster. It's fast than comparatively to Java or .NET. It's very fast.
Okay.
Mostly in
Yeah.
e-commerce companies, you will see they'll be using Node. Okay, because
Okay.
see, you shouldn't restrict you to yourself to only Node. You can learn Java, .NET also. That is not a problem. So learning shouldn't be a problem. You are in IT means you have to learn, right? Till you are there in IT. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to
Okay.
learn it for something fast, something simple, then Node is a good option. But jobs are
Okay.
always there. Okay,
Sure. Sure.
jobs are
Okay.
always there.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay, any other doubt? Anything to clear? So combination should be in modern. You can learn React and Node, or you can learn React or Java, React or .NET, Angular or .NET. Right now, Python is also kind of a compulsory to learn because of this AI thing. A lot of libraries are there in JavaScript libraries that will work for AI, so those things you can learn. Or you can learn Python is very, very simple. You can learn Python and then so everything is input. Okay. So in the next class, maybe next Sunday, we'll cover a lot of things as well as we'll start Express also. In my regular class, I've already done Express. So a lot of things we have done previously. I'll be doing the same thing again. Okay, all these things I've already done. I've created REST APIs using Express, right? So we'll do everything again. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'll upload this recording so that you can go through it one more time. Okay. Chalo, bye bye.